Have you ever felt a chill creep up your spine, a whisper in the dark that wasn't the wind? What if the shadows held more than just absence, more than just the dark? What if they held a memory? The house stood at the end of a forgotten alley, a skeletal whisper against the setting sun. Its windows, dark and vacant, watched over the quiet street like hollow eyes. Inside, a cacophony of drunken curses echoed, a symphony of despair that seemed to press against the very walls. Mark, his face a ruddy mask of intoxication, sat hunched over a plate of peanuts, a nearly empty liquor bottle clutched in his hand. His eyes, clouded and distant, betrayed a mind adrift in a fog of cheap spirits. He poured the last drops into his glass, a gesture of grim finality, the liquid glugging ominously. Then, with a casual, brutal flick of his wrist, he hurled the empty bottle across the room. It spun through the air, a silent, deadly projectile, a testament to his reckless rage. The bottle struck Sarah's shoulder with a sickening thud, the porcelain bowl in her hand, filled with the meager comfort of rice, shattered, scattering its contents across the grimy floor like spilled dreams. She flinched, her face contorted in silent pain, her hand instinctively rising to rub the bruised flesh. No cry escaped her lips, just a silent, shuddering gasp, a testament to years of suppressed suffering. Mark, far from remorseful, bellowed, his voice thick with rage tearing through the strained silence. Out of liquor, go buy more, now! What's wrong with you? Other men's wives are out there working, and you just sit there, useless. Sarah, her voice barely a whisper, a thread of sound easily lost in the oppressive air, responded, "There's no money left. Where's the money from this morning's sales? Our child is sick. They need medicine. They'll die without it." Mark's cruel retort cut through the air, sharp as a broken shard of glass. "I'll die without my drink. I need my drink. I need it more than your sick child needs medicine." Sarah, weary of his drunken tirades, the endless cycle of abuse, began to clear the broken fragments from the floor, her movements slow and deliberate. But her quiet defiance, her silent dismissal of his demands ignited a fresh inferno within him. He lunged, his hand seizing her hair, a brutal grip that pulled her head back with a sickening jerk. "How dare you defy me, woman? How dare you look down on me?" he snarled, his breath hot and reeking of stale alcohol. Pain, sharp and searing, shot through Sarah's scalp, a tormenting fire. "Let go," she pleaded, her voice a strained whisper. "The money's for our child's medicine." His hand connected with her cheek, a sharp, stinging slap, then a flurry of blows, each one a hammer against her fragile body. Two small figures, their frames trembling violently, huddled behind the shadowed safety of a cabinet. The girl clutching the boy, her small hands digging into his shirt. Their neighbors, accustomed to the nightly symphony of screams and shouts emanating from that cursed house, heard the commotion, but no one dared intervene. Past attempts had been met with Mark's brutal fists, leaving bruised and bleeding faces. A grim resignation had settled over the alley, a silent agreement to look away. Finally, the pain became too much, a crushing weight that forced a broken capitulation. Sarah, her voice a ragged sob, barely audible, pleaded, "Please, I'll go. I'll buy your liquor. Just stop." She pushed her bicycle out of the house, the empty bottle rattling ominously in its basket, and pedaled away into the encroaching twilight. She bought the liquor, the bottle feeling heavy and cold in her hand, then began her perilous journey across the road. She was halfway across when, without warning, a motorcycle, its rider seemingly losing control, swerved directly into her path. Sarah, startled, veered sharply, narrowly avoiding a collision. But her quick reaction, her sudden shift into the oncoming lane, brought her directly into the path of a massive, roaring truck. The driver had no time to react. The impact was swift, brutal. Both bicycle and rider were flung through the air, landing in a crumpled heap.
The liquor bottle dislodged from the basket shattered on the asphalt, its pale contents spreading like a ghostly stain, mingling with something darker.
Not far away, the poor woman lay still, a growing crimson stain beneath her. Her hand, bruised and broken, stretched out, a desperate plea to the onlookers, as if she clung to the last threads of this world. She saw figures rushing towards her, their faces etched with concern, hands fumbling for phones. A wave of relief washed over her, salvation. But then a searing pain tore through her, a violent cough and a gush of warm blood filled her mouth. Her vision blurred, the world dissolving into a watery haze. Her heart, a weary drum, stuttered, then fell silent. Her limbs went limp, a final breath escaping her as the ambulance lights flickered in the distance, leaving 2 small children orphaned. Not long after, Mark, consumed by his addiction, succumbed to a sudden stroke. The children, now truly alone, were placed in an orphanage. 20 years later, Ryan, his face alight with anticipation, packed his suitcase. His high school friend Ashley was getting married in a few days, and he was heading home for the wedding, a chance to visit his family. As he finished packing, Ryan opened his wardrobe to retrieve his eye drops, his gaze falling upon a familiar 4-leaf clover keychain, knitted from yarn, tucked inside. He picked it up, and memories, sharp and poignant, flooded back. A quiet morning street. Ryan pedaled, Ashley behind him, their bicycle gliding leisurely towards school. Ashley, graceful in her white uniform, her hands resting gently on Ryan's waist, smiled, a picture of youthful happiness. The morning sun bathed the road in a golden glow, an innocent, blossoming love. Ryan smiled, a wistful expression on his face as he looked at the keychain. He hesitated, then tucked it back into the wardrobe. A glance at his watch. Time to leave. He hurried out, a taxi waiting. Inside, Ryan called Lisa, his voice filled with expectation. "Are you ready? I'm coming to pick you up." Lisa's voice on the other end was hesitant.
"I don't think I can make it."
"What? You said you'd come to the wedding with me." "I'm so sorry, but I have a casting call in a few days. This role is really important. If I get it, it could be huge. I can't miss this chance." "Opportunity, always opportunity. You always put work first," Ryan retorted, a hint of exasperation in his voice. "Just this once, please. I'll make it up to you, I promise." "No, don't worry about it. Your dreams of being a star are more important." Ryan ended the call, a knot of frustration tightening in his stomach. He and Lisa had been together for 2 years, but their time together was scarce. Ryan, a homicide detective, was often engrossed in cases, while Lisa, an actress, had an unpredictable schedule. When Ryan was free, Lisa was filming, and vice versa. The distance between them grew, their love slowly fading. After a year, Ryan was finally back home, brimming with excitement. He walked along the quiet country road, inhaling the sweet scent of ripening rice, his camera clicking almost instinctively. As he adjusted the focus, he froze. A girl had appeared in his lens. She stood sideways, her gaze fixed on the tranquil river, bathed in the soft glow of the evening sun.
Her long hair cascaded to her waist, and her light pink dress seemed to shimmer. She looked like a princess plucked from a fairy tale. Suddenly, she turned, her eyes meeting the lens. Ryan gasped, lowering his camera, his gaze locking with hers. Ashley?
Ashley? It's been a long time, Ashley said, a soft smile gracing her lips. They sat in a cafe, Ashley gently stirring her coffee, a faint smile on her lips.
Ashley's wedding isn't until next week. Why are you back so early? Ryan replied, I haven't been home in ages. I took some extra time off. Are you back alone? Yeah, my girlfriend's busy. What about you, Ashley? How's work in the States? It's good. Ashley and Maya are going to be bridesmaids, so I had to come back early to prepare. Ryan thought for a moment, then chuckled. Remember how Maya used to cling to you? She always wanted to come along whenever we went out to eat. She was like your shadow. They talked for hours, reminiscing about high school, the time slipping away unnoticed until the sun had dipped below the horizon. It's getting late, Ashley said quickly. We should head back. Their houses were neighbors, so their paths converged, evoking a profound sense of nostalgia in Ryan, a longing for those bygone days when he would bicycle Ashley to school. Ryan's parents, overjoyed to see their son, cooked a lavish meal, a feast for their boy who often subsisted on instant noodles while working alone in the city.
The warmth of a home-cooked meal, the comfort of family, filled him with a deep, comforting glow. Later that evening, Ryan and his father chatted over tea until late, so Ryan awoke quite late the next morning.
As he was having breakfast with his family, Ashley arrived, politely greeting his parents. Then she turned to Ryan. Are you free later, Ryan? What's up? Ashley replied. Maya and I have a bridesmaid dress fitting today. I was hoping you could come with us. Sure, that works. We can surprise Maya. They arrived at the bridal shop Maya had texted them. But after waiting until past noon, Maya was still nowhere to be seen. Her phone kept going straight to voicemail. Ashley began to worry. Do you think something happened to Maya? Wait, let's go to Maya's house first.
Ryan and Ashley stood before Maya's house. Ashley rang the doorbell, but no one answered. Are we at the wrong house? Ashley said. No, I came from Maya's housewarming. I know this is the place. Ashley took out her phone and called, but only heard the familiar message. The subscriber you are trying to reach is unavailable. She looked at Ryan helplessly. Maya's phone is off. Just then an elderly woman, carrying a shopping bag, walked past. She looked at Ryan and Ashley in surprise. Who are you looking for? No one lives here anymore. Do you know where the girl who lived here moved to? Moved? No, she hung herself a few days ago. This house is haunted now. No one will buy it. The woman then hurried away. Ashley stared at Ryan, stunned. Ryan was equally surprised. Ashley stammered. But the wedding is next week. Why would Maya kill herself? Ryan paused, then spoke. Everything's a bit hazy right now. Let's go to Maya's parents' house. Maybe we can find some clues. Ryan's words made sense. Ashley nodded. She rang the doorbell, Ryan standing behind her. A middle-aged woman opened the door. Maya's mother. Seeing Ryan and Ashley, she immediately recognized them. Come in, children. Ryan and Ashley sat on the couch. Maya's mother offered them tea, but Ashley gently stopped her. Please, make yourselves comfortable. Maya's mother handed Ashley the teapot and sat opposite them. Ashley poured 3 cups of tea, offering one to Maya's mother and one to Ryan. We just came from Maya's house and heard the news. We can't believe she would do something so foolish. Maya was always so optimistic. Her wedding was next week. There's no way she would commit suicide.
Ryan pondered, then asked, Did you notice anything unusual about Maya the day she died? I don't know. Maya had moved out, and I hadn't seen her much lately because of the wedding preparations. Did the police conclude it was suicide?
They found a suicide note in her room, so they closed the case without further investigation. Maya's mother broke down in tears. Ashley went to her, putting an arm around her to comfort her. I was supposed to be her bridesmaid. Ashley's eyes welled up. Ryan remained silent, deep in thought. A sudden knock at the door. Maya's mother wiped her tears. I'll get it. She opened the door. Behind her stood a young man. You three planned this, didn't you? Coming here all at once. The young man, Caleb, his eyes wide, looked at Ryan and Ashley. Ashley was surprised, then smiled warmly. Caleb, you're not short anymore. Ashley turned to Ryan. You heard the news too, didn't you, class president? Ryan nodded sadly. Yeah. Maya's mother looked at her daughter's friends, quietly wiping her tears. They used to be so close when they were little, and now one of them is gone. Since you're all here, please stay for dinner. Thank you, Auntie. Maya's mother went to the kitchen to prepare food. Ashley quickly followed her. Let me help you, Auntie.
In the living room, only Ryan and Caleb remained. Caleb said, So, you're getting married soon. Why did you change your number? When Maya passed away, I kept calling you, but I couldn't reach you. Ryan nodded. I was working on a big case. My phone fell in the water, so I changed my number. Time changes everything. Just yesterday, I was bicycling Maya around to eat, and today, I have to witness her death and even process her suicide file myself. Ryan looked at Caleb, surprised. You're the one who examined Maya? Did you find anything suspicious about this case? Nothing suspicious, but I can't figure out why Maya would kill herself. Her career was flourishing, and she was about to marry a wealthy man. Why would she be so desperate? Ryan's expression grew serious. That's the biggest mystery. But they found a suicide note. A suicide note can't replace a motive. You suspect Maya's death wasn't a suicide? Ryan nodded, a hint of hesitation in his eyes as he looked at Caleb. Can you show me the evidence collected at the crime scene? Caleb flinched. I'm a forensic doctor, not a police officer. I don't have access to that. Besides, it's against regulations. The case is closed. Regulations are for the living, not the dead. You wouldn't want Maya to die with grievances, would you? Caleb looked hesitant. Ryan added, I know you can do it.
Just then, Maya's mother and Ashley brought the food to the table. Maya's mother said, Come and eat, both of you. Caleb looked at Maya's mother's sorrowful face, his heart aching. He turned to Ryan. Shall we meet at the old cafe? The next morning at 8 a.m., Caleb was already at the cafe waiting at their usual table. He was surprised to see Ashley. Why are you here? What do you mean, why? This is too important to exclude me. Caleb looked at Ryan. What kind of detective can't even get rid of a girl? Ryan awkwardly scratched his head. Ashley is smarter than we thought. Ryan remembered what happened last night on the way home. Ashley had sadly told him, I can't believe so much has happened since I came back. And what were you and Caleb talking about that seems so secret? Oh, nothing, just guy stuff. You're lying, aren't you? Ashley looked directly into Ryan's eyes, scrutinizing his face, making him uncomfortable. Is there something on my face? When Ryan didn't answer her question, he lowered his head and tilted it to the side. Are you trying to come up with a good excuse to deal with me? Ryan looked at Ashley, surprised. No, it's just, for left-handed people like you, when you lie, the left side of your brain unconsciously shifts your eyes to the right. Ryan's surprise was evident. Ashley smiled. I got my master's in psychology in the US. You can't fool me. And so, Ryan had no choice but to tell Ashley everything. Caleb, after hearing everything, looked at Ashley with admiration. I can't believe our class vice president is so smart. Do I qualify to join your investigation? No, this is too dangerous. What's so dangerous? If Maya really didn't commit suicide, then this is murder. That's why I want to help. What if the killer knows we're reinvestigating the case? We could be in danger, especially you. I'm not scared. Haven't you changed at all? Still so stubborn? Caleb, seeing the tension, interjected to mediate. Okay, calm down, both of you. Let's look at the evidence from the crime scene, then decide if we should investigate. Ashley remained silent. Ryan reluctantly nodded. Caleb took out his iPad and showed Ryan and Ashley the pictures. I had to pull a lot of strings, beg and plead to get these. As Ryan and Ashley examined the pictures, Caleb recounted the details of the case. There were no signs of struggle or forced entry in the house, so we ruled out murder and robbery. We also found Maya's suicide note on the table.
Who was the first person to discover the victim? Maya's fiancé. Why was he at the scene? He said Maya called him. Ryan's fingers skimmed across the screen, then paused, his brow furrowed as he focused on one particular image. He put the iPad down on the table, motioning for Caleb to look. Look at this. Caleb looked at the rope in the iPad, confused. This is the rope Maya used to hang herself. What's wrong with it? Maya couldn't have tied this knot. Ashley, not Ryan, answered the question. Ryan turned to her, a look of appreciation on his face, then said to Caleb, "This knot was tied by a right-handed person. There's no way Maya tied it." Caleb was puzzled. What if Maya learned how to tie a knot with her right hand? You can't rule out that possibility. But if Maya truly committed suicide, at that moment, her mind would have been in an instinctive state. So she would have done everything in the most familiar way, including how she tied the knot. Caleb began to understand. Ryan pointed to the suicide note. The suicide note only has a few short words. "Goodbye, everyone, I'm leaving." Was the handwriting verified? Yes, it's Maya's. It's the shortest suicide note I've ever seen. Ryan pondered. Perhaps she couldn't write more. The three looked at each other, then Ashley spoke. If it were longer, the chance of it being exposed would be higher. Caleb seemed to realize something and slammed his hand on the table. Because this isn't Maya's handwriting.
Ryan nodded. This case has many suspicious points. I wonder if the police can reopen the case file. I'll try talking to my friends on the force. They're good. Let me know if you hear anything. I want to help too. Ryan looked at Ashley, a hint of disagreement in his eyes. This is too dangerous. But Ashley was brimming with confidence. No one here understands human psychology better than me. I can definitely help everyone. At most, I promise to listen to everything you say, okay? Ryan hesitated. Caleb wanted to help Ashley speak up. Let her join, otherwise she'll do it on her own. All right, fine. Ashley rejoiced. Caleb chuckled, then grew serious, looking at Ryan. Did you find anything else? Ryan held the iPad, scrolling through the pictures, thinking for a moment. There were no signs of struggle at the scene, so it's highly likely the culprit was someone Maya knew. Ryan looked at Caleb. Did the police investigate Maya's family and friends? Who benefited after her death? 6 months ago, Maya bought a life insurance policy, and the beneficiary was her fiancé. I think we should investigate him first.
Caleb told his friend, Detective Brooke, everything Ryan had analyzed. Brooke was completely convinced and took the matter to her superior. Finally, after much pleading, Maya's case file was reopened. That afternoon, as Maya's fiancé, Leo, was pulling his suitcase towards the airport, the police intercepted him. Detective Brooke flinched slightly. What's going on? We'd like to invite you to the station to assist with our investigation. Leo sat opposite Brooke, looking annoyed. I've already told you everything I know. What else do you want? Brooke opened a file and said, I understand Miss Maya Nguyen bought a life insurance policy before she died, and you are the beneficiary. 2 days ago, you had a dispute with the insurance company? Leo flinched, remaining silent for a moment, then spoke. They said because Maya committed suicide, I wouldn't be compensated. I was a bit angry then, so I argued with them a little. Is that a crime? Are you suspecting Maya's death wasn't just a suicide? Are you saying she was murdered? Caleb, sitting in a corner, observed Leo's expressions. Leo looked a bit panicked. Don't tell me you suspect me. Maya was my fiancé. Caleb focused on Leo's face. Ashley's words echoed in his mind. When people lie, they avoid eye contact and try to control their movements. Caleb noticed Leo looking directly into Brooke's eyes, his hands clasped tightly on the table. At this moment, Leo seemed a bit agitated. "Believe me, I didn't kill Maya." Leo leaned forward, his hands clasped tightly on the table. Brooke motioned for Leo to calm down. "Calm down. We didn't say you killed anyone."
Brooke reviewed the interrogation transcript and then asked, "Did your fiancée have any conflicts with anyone before?" Leo thought for a moment, then replied, "No, she was very kind and well-liked by everyone." "Are you sure?" "I'm sure. Her colleagues all liked Maya. Even the person who lost to her for the promotion recently congratulated her." Leo seemed to remember something and suddenly exclaimed, "I remember now. Maya often felt like she was being followed. She also received some strange phone calls." "Strange how?" "Just muffled sounds. No one spoke." "Why didn't you report it to the police before?" "You didn't ask." Brooke seemed displeased. She reviewed the transcript again, then pushed it towards Leo. "Read this carefully and sign here." Leo took the transcript, signed it without reading, then stood up. "Can I leave now?" Brooke nodded. After Leo left, she reviewed the transcript, her face thoughtful. She turned to Caleb. "You're going to find your two friends, right?" "I'm coming too." Normally, police investigation information is confidential and cannot be shared with outsiders, but Ryan is a colleague and Ashley is a psychologist. If they help, the chances of solving the case will be higher.
At Caleb's house, 4 people sat around a round table discussing the case. Caleb told Ashley all about Leo's behavior and asked, "Do you think Leo was lying?" "I don't think so." She bit her fingernails, digging them into her palms. "That's a common sign of someone experiencing trauma. Perhaps through Hyde genuinely believes Maya committed suicide due to her threats." Ryan furrowed his brow. "It seems we've missed a detail somewhere." A flurry of crime scene images flashed through Ryan's mind. Ryan seemed to remember something and quickly checked the images on his iPad. Ryan found the photo he needed and placed the iPad on the table for everyone to see. Caleb frowned, looking confused. "What are you looking at?" Brooke noticed the unusual detail. The door at the crime scene was completely clean. After discovering the body, Leo called the police. When the officers arrived, the door was spotless. Perhaps Maya herself cleaned the paint? Brooke then said, "But there were no cleaning supplies or anything that could have been used to wipe paint in Maya's house." Then there's only one possibility. The killer cleaned the paint themselves. This discovery was truly the key to the case.
The 4 immediately split up, asking every paint remover shop around Maya's house, but everyone shook their heads. Until one shop owner, upon hearing the question, "Did anyone suspicious buy paint remover last Thursday?" immediately replied, "Yes." This surprised Ryan. "Why did you answer so quickly without even thinking?" "Because that young man was very distinctive. He wore sunglasses and a mask, and his face was almost completely covered. He grabbed the paint remover and then ran off immediately, even leaving behind 500,000 VND change." "Did you recognize his face?" The owner thought for a moment, then shook her head. "About how tall was he? Fat or thin? Did he have any distinguishing features?" "He was about half a head taller than me, slender, and the middle finger on his right hand had a very large callus. I noticed it when he handed me the money." "Was there any paint on it?" "I don't think so." Ryan and Ashley sat in the cafe, waiting. Caleb hurried in, panting. He sat down at Ryan's table, grabbed Ryan's iced lemon tea, and gulped it down. Ryan was about to speak, but seeing Caleb on the verge of collapsing from thirst, he held back. He raised his hand, signaling the waiter. "Excuse me, could I get another iced lemon tea?" Caleb, having finished his drink, sighed a few times, then began. "Still no suspicious individuals found. The paint shop owner said she's about Ashley's height, about 1.65 meters. The buyer was half a head taller than her, meaning he had to be over 1.7 meters. The police are using that criteria to filter suspects, but so far, no results." Caleb sighed. Maya knew many young men over 1.7 meters. At this point, they were back to square one.
Ashley, seeing her friend's spirits flagging, spoke up. Let's not think about it for now. Today is Maya's death anniversary. Let's go to her house.
And so the three went to Maya's mother's house. The decision to reopen Maya's case was kept from her to spare her pain. Maya's mother brought a tray of tea, greeting them warmly. "Stay for dinner, children." They all happily agreed. "We'll eat when my youngest gets home from school." Maya's mother looked at a photo of her late husband on the altar, her eyes filled with sorrow. Since his passing, she had raised Maya and her siblings alone. Now, just when she was about to have grandchildren, her own child had been taken too soon. The door opened, and Maya's younger brother, Ethan, entered. "Mom, I'm home. I'll shower and then come eat." "Okay." Ethan saw Ryan, Caleb, and Ashley. Ashley nodded and smiled in greeting, but Ethan walked past without a word. Ashley looked at Ethan's behavior, taken aback. Maya's mother quickly explained to the three, "Please forgive him. My son is very shy around strangers." Ashley immediately became concerned. "Does he have autism?" "Autism? I'm not very familiar with that. It's a condition that significantly reduces a person's ability to communicate. Now it's called mild autism." "I'm not sure, Auntie. I think you should take him to a psychologist. Even if he doesn't have it, it's still good to help him improve his communication skills." "I know." By then, Ethan had finished showering and walked into the living room. Maya's mother and Ashley went to the kitchen to prepare dinner. Everyone sat down to eat. Ethan held his bowl, focused on his food. Maya's mother constantly refilled Ethan's plate. Ryan was eating when he suddenly said, "I heard that the 7th day after someone's death is considered the day their soul returns home. Perhaps Maya came back tonight." Ethan suddenly dropped his bowl, his face filled with terror. Maya's mother quickly took a napkin and wiped the rice off Ethan's shirt. "Why are you so clumsy, son?" "I'm sorry. I'll get another bowl." "No, I'll clean this later." "Okay." Ethan went to the kitchen to get a new bowl and chopsticks and sat back down. Maya's mother put more rice and food on his plate. Ethan focused on eating, saying nothing. Meanwhile, Ryan continued to eat while discreetly observing Ethan's reactions. After finishing their meal and chatting with Maya's mother for a while, the group stood up to leave. On their way, Ryan was deep in thought. Caleb nudged Ryan's arm and asked, "Did you find anything?" "Didn't Auntie explain it already? The kid has some psychological issues." Ryan shook his head. "I secretly went into Ethan's room earlier. That's trespassing. Even as a detective, that's wrong." "I'm on leave." "But it's still wrong." Let Caleb be quiet and listen to Ryan finish. Caleb stopped arguing and focused on Ryan's words. "I found that on Ethan's desk, there was only a picture frame of him and his mother. If he truly loved Maya so much, why wouldn't there be any photos of Maya in his room?" Caleb found the question puzzling. But if his relationship with Maya wasn't that close, why was he so agitated just now? Ashley spoke up, unless he was hiding something. The three looked at each other, a shared thought in their minds. They decided to investigate Ethan. For the next few days, Ryan and Ashley followed Ethan's every move, but found nothing suspicious. Other than studying, Ethan often went to the riverside to paint with a friend. The two focused on their painting, exchanging no words. Ryan and Ashley sat at a roadside cafe across the street, carefully observing Ethan. Ashley rested her chin on her hand. "I don't think Ethan is involved. Let's just give up." The shop owner mentioned the callus on the middle finger of the right hand of the person who bought the paint remover. That could be from long-term contact with a paintbrush. Ryan suspected Ethan was covering for the culprit. "I can't rule out that possibility." Ryan was silent for a moment, then sighed. Or he could be the culprit. Ryan never wanted this situation to happen. A brother killing his own sister was too tragic. A bus stopped to pick up passengers, blocking Ryan and Ashley's view. By the time the bus left, Ethan had vanished. Ryan flinched. "He's gone!" Ashley looked across the river. No one there. At that moment, Ethan and his friend hurried down a deserted road. Ethan, carrying his painting supplies, was visibly panicked. His friend, on the other hand, was calm. He gently took Ethan's arm, pulling him back. "Ethan, calm down. It's okay."
his friend said, patting his head reassuringly. "The police won't come for you. You haven't done anything to be arrested." Ethan grew increasingly agitated, clutching his friend's shirt. "But why are they following us?" "They're just investigating. They haven't found anything." Ethan became even more panicked, clutching his friend's shirt tightly. "I really didn't do anything. Please believe me." His friend embraced Ethan, trying to soothe him. "Don't worry, I'm here." Ethan embraced his friend, bursting into tears. "I'm sorry, sis. I'm so sorry." His friend hugged Ethan, stroking his hair. The loving expression on his face slowly vanished, replaced by a chilling coldness.
Ryan, Caleb, and Ashley stood before the house, ringing the doorbell insistently. Maya's mother opened the gate, her face beaming. "You've come to visit, children. Come in." The three entered. Ryan asked, "Is Ethan home? He's been out painting all morning and isn't back yet. Is something wrong, child?" We wanted to ask him a few questions related to art. Maya's mother looked at her watch. "Usually Ethan is home by now. I wonder why he's late today. Let me call him." On the other end, the phone was off. Maya's mother ended the call feeling uneasy. Why is his phone off? Just then, Maya's mother's phone rang. After answering the call, her face turned pale and she stumbled, almost falling. Ashley quickly supported her. Caleb and Ryan looked at each other, unsure what had happened. It wasn't until Caleb's phone rang, signaling a work call, that he knew. Ethan was dead. Authorities had sealed off the duck pond area and were investigating the scene. A taxi pulled up nearby. Ryan, Caleb, Ashley, and Maya's mother got out and rushed to the scene. The police held them back. Maya's mother cried out, "Let me in, that's my son." Brooke ran out waving to her colleagues. "Make way, they're the victim's family." The officer moved aside. Maya's mother immediately ran inside. Ashley followed closely. Caleb examined the victim's body. Ryan walked up to Brooke. "What's the situation?" "A couple came here for a date and accidentally discovered Ethan's body. We found a suicide note on him." "What did the suicide note say?" "Guilt. Suicide." So our suspicions were correct. Maya's mother sobbed beside Ethan's body. Ashley hugged her, preventing her from touching the body. "Please calm down, Auntie. What did I do in my past life for Maya to die so soon, and now Ethan?" Maya's mother broke down, burying her head in Ashley's shoulder. Ashley hugged her, her eyes red. Ryan and Brooke stood behind them, their faces grim, unsure what to say. Ryan's gaze drifted down to Ethan's body, focusing intently on his right hand.
Caleb's autopsy concluded that Ethan died from an overdose of tranquilizers. After the funeral, the three friends visited Maya's mother, who had aged visibly, her hair now much grayer. Seeing the framed photos of Maya and Ethan side by side on the altar, her tears flowed endlessly. She still couldn't believe what her son had written in his suicide note. "Mom, I'm sorry. I accidentally killed my sister. I regret it so much. I don't want to live anymore." Ryan, Caleb, Ashley, and Ethan's friend stood beside Maya's mother, their faces filled with sorrow. Ashley stepped forward and put her arms around Maya's mother, comforting her. Maya's mother patted Ashley's hand and nodded. Ryan silently watched Maya's mother and Ashley, then absently looked around, his gaze falling upon a photo frame on a bookshelf. He was surprised and walked over to the bookshelf, picking up the photo frame. Inside was a picture of Ethan playing tennis, holding a racket in his left hand.
By the calm river, Ethan's friend, Liam, stood alone by his easel, painting, his gaze fixed on the peaceful water. Ashley walked up to him, a little surprised. "You're back early this morning?" Liam frowned, looking at Ashley, a hint of thought in his eyes. Ashley pretended to be disappointed. "You've already forgotten me?" Liam smiled and shook his head. "We met at Ethan's funeral. I was just wondering why you're here so early." Ashley looked out at the river, a touch of sadness in her voice. Too much has happened. I just wanted to take a walk. Ashley looked at Liam's painting. Two shadowy figures of young men standing by the river, painting. Are these Ethan and you? Liam didn't answer, just nodded. If you feel disgusted, you can leave. Everyone has the right to love, regardless of their gender. Ashley suddenly thought of something and asked Liam, "Are you free today?" Liam looked at Ashley, a puzzled expression on his face. Ashley said, "My friend just went back to the US. I wanted to go to the place where Ethan died to offer some incense, but my two other friends are busy, and I'm afraid to go alone. Could you come with me?" Liam put his painting supplies away and went with Ashley to the duck pond.
They arrived at the spot where Ethan had died. Ashley lit 2 incense sticks, giving one to Liam. Liam bowed respectfully, then planted the incense in the ground. Ashley suddenly noticed a button beneath the sand and picked it up, a look of suspicion on her face. Liam, surprised, asked, "What are you doing?" "This button looks familiar." "Aren't all buttons similar?" "No, I'm sure I've seen it somewhere before." Ashley, still unsure, dropped the button back onto the ground. "I must be mistaken." Liam looked at the button on the ground, deep in thought. He returned home, went to his closet, and took out the shirt he had worn when he went painting with Ethan on the day Ethan died. Liam checked the shirt and found that a button on the right cuff was missing. His face immediately darkened. That evening, Ashley left her house to buy some groceries at the corner store. She walked, talking on her phone, unaware that someone was following her. At that moment, Ryan, Caleb, and Brooke were hidden in a corner, observing. Brooke looked at her watch, impatient. "It's almost midnight. Will he come?" Ryan remained calm, his eyes fixed on their target. Logically, he should. Caleb then looked at Ryan, hesitant. What if he doesn't? Then he doesn't. What's so strange about that? Caleb looked surprised, his mouth agape. What's so absurd about that? Just then, Ryan's phone vibrated. It was Lisa. He was momentarily surprised. "What's wrong, babe?" "I'm standing in front of your house. I finished my casting and came straight to you. Come pick me up." Ryan ended the call, turned to Caleb, gave him a few instructions, then rushed home. As he reached the alley, he saw Lisa standing beside the bougainvillea. Lisa rushed to him, throwing her arms around him. "Did you miss me?" Ryan gently pushed Lisa away. "I'm really busy right now. Can we talk later, please? I'll take you home first." Lisa looked unhappy. "What's more important than me?" Just then, Ryan's phone rang again. It was Ashley. "What do you need, Ash?" Ashley's voice on the other end was trembling. "He took me to the abandoned warehouse of Hung Fat Company. What should I do next?" Then a male voice cut in. "I hate women, especially smart women." Ryan's face turned pale. He immediately got on his motorcycle. Lisa quickly pulled him back. "Are you leaving me here?" Ryan, losing his composure, yelled, "Don't bother me. It's a matter of life and death." With that, Ryan sped off. Lisa stood stunned, speechless.
Inside the dimly lit, dusty warehouse, Ashley sat on the ground, her hands tied behind her back. Liam stood opposite her, a gleaming, sharp knife in his hand. Ashley's eyes followed the knife, filled with terror. "Let me go!" Liam slowly advanced towards Ashley. "What do you want to do to me?" "I don't want to kill you, but why did you have to know so much?" Liam smirked, raising the knife, ready to strike. Ashley closed her eyes. "No!" The door was kicked open. Caleb rushed in. "Don't hurt her." Just then, Brooke arrived, her gun pointed at Liam. "Police, you can't escape." Liam's face contorted. He pulled Ashley up, pressing the knife against her throat. "Don't come any closer. If you do, I'll kill her. Don't do anything foolish." Liam saw Brooke still aiming her gun at him and panicked even more. Put down your gun! Let me go! Do you want me to kill her?" Liam lightly pressed the knife against Ashley's throat, drawing a thin line of red. Ashley screamed in pain. Brooke, panicked, raised her gun and her free hand in a gesture of surrender. "Okay, calm down, calm down." Brooke bent down, placing her gun on the ground. Just as Caleb placed his gun on the ground, Ryan, who had climbed in from behind the door, launched a surprise attack on Liam, disarming him. Ryan pushed Ashley aside. Liam seized the opportunity, picking up the knife and lunging at Ryan. Brooke quickly picked up her gun and aimed it at Liam. At that moment, Liam and Ryan were fighting, constantly moving, so Brooke couldn't get a clear shot. How am I supposed to shoot now?
After fighting Liam for a while, Ryan disarmed him and pinned him down. Brooke immediately ran up and pointed her gun at Liam's head. "You're under arrest for old murder charges and suspicion in 2 other murder cases. You don't need to say anything." Ryan looked up at Brooke. "All right, we'll deal with the rest later." Brooke felt like she was overacting, her face flushing. She quickly handcuffed Liam. Ryan rushed over to untie Ashley, checking the wound on her neck. "Are you okay, Ash?" Ashley was still scared, but nodded softly. Brooke pulled Liam to his feet and turned to everyone. "I'll take him to the station. You two take Ashley to the hospital." Ashley sat on the hospital bed, the wound on her neck bandaged. Ryan sat beside her. "I'm sorry, Ash." Ashley looked at Ryan, surprised. "Sorry for what? Because of your plan, I was in danger?" "This wasn't just my plan," Ryan explained. On the day the 3 of them met Liam at Ethan's house after the funeral, Ryan noticed Ethan was holding a tennis racket with his left hand. Furthermore, he had observed Ethan's right hand and it had no calluses, indicating he wasn't the person who bought the paint remover. Caleb then asked, if he didn't kill anyone, why did Ethan kill himself? What if he didn't kill himself? Caleb felt anxious and took a sip of his coffee. This is chocolate. Didn't you say you made coffee? I used the powder from your dad's coffee can. Caleb thought for a moment and suddenly chuckled. Oh, I forgot. The chocolate box broke, so I just put the powder in the coffee can, dissolved it. Ashley glanced at Caleb. Well, that's your fault. Who told you to be so careless? Ryan seemed to realize something and looked at Caleb and Ashley. Perhaps we've been going in the wrong direction from the beginning.
Ryan and Caleb hid outside Liam's house. When Liam left with his painting supplies, they sneaked inside. They searched his wardrobe, found a shirt Liam had worn on the day Ethan died, and took a button from the right cuff. Then Ashley lured Liam to the duck pond, pretending to discover the button, intending to trap him. Unexpectedly, Liam didn't look for the button, but instead kidnapped Ashley, intending to silence her. Ashley and Ryan looked at each other, saying nothing. After a while, Ryan was the first to break the silence. Caleb said Liam confessed, didn't he? Ashley's smile faded, and she sighed softly. Finally, we found the culprit. Maya can rest in peace. Ryan offered Ashley a freshly peeled fruit. When are you flying back? I haven't decided yet, but it won't be long. After this, I don't know when we'll meet again. When you're free, you can visit me in the U.S. Ryan smiled and nodded, a hint of sadness in his eyes.
In the hospital room, Lisa, hidden, silently watched the two in the room. As Ryan and Ashley stepped out of the hospital, they saw Caleb standing in front of a car, waving. Caleb opened the passenger door for Ashley. Come on, beautiful. Ashley smiled, opened the back door, and climbed in, leaving Ryan alone. If I'm alone, I'll be lonely. Caleb looked exasperated. Ryan chuckled and sat next to Ashley. Caleb gave them a sideways glance, then slipped into the driver's seat. On the way, Ryan asked, Is the indictment ready? Yes, Ashley spoke up. Everything is finally over. Why did Liam kill Maya? Love turned into anger. Killing Maya, killing Ethan, blaming him. It's truly terrifying. Caleb then asked, And where's the person you love?
She went back to the city last night. Ashley asked, "Are you two arguing?" Nothing escapes a psychology expert. When two people are in love, arguments are inevitable. The important thing is whether both sides are tolerant enough to forgive each other. As a man, you should yield to her a bit. Caleb agreed with Ashley. That's right, man. Women need to be cherished. Ryan lowered his head, deep in thought.
From that day on, the three friends had a farewell dinner. Everyone seemed happy. Caleb got drunk, passed out on the sofa. Ashley stood alone on the balcony, gazing at the night sky. Ryan walked out and stood beside Ashley. They were silent for a moment. Ryan spoke first. "Why didn't you come that year?" Ashley looked at Ryan, surprised. "You're the one who stood me up. I waited for you for over 4 hours at the park entrance until dark. We truly weren't meant to be." Ryan didn't understand what Ashley was saying. "I was at the back entrance." Ryan was stunned, then smiled. Back then, they were too young. They didn't have phones. Because they thought the other didn't like them, they lost each other. Ashley looked at the night sky and whispered, "The past, no matter how beautiful, is still just the past. I'm no longer the Ashley of yesterday, and neither are you. The present is what you should cherish." Ryan looked at Ashley, deep in thought. They stood side by side, saying nothing. Finally, Ryan's leave was almost over. He sat on his bed, packing clothes into his suitcase, holding a hand-knitted scarf, lost in thought.
He remembered his birthday. Lisa had personally baked him a cake. Looking at the oddly shaped cake, she pouted. "The cake doesn't look as good as I hoped." Ryan smiled. "It's okay if the outside isn't perfect, as long as the inside is good." Lisa smiled at Ryan and said, "Make a wish and blow out the candles." Ryan closed his eyes, made a silent wish, and blew out all the candles. Lisa asked, "What did you wish for?" "To marry you soon." Ryan took a bite of the cake and suddenly winced. "What's wrong, honey?" Ryan put the plate down, grabbed a glass of water, and drained it. "I take back my wish." Lisa didn't understand. She took a bite of the cake. After eating, Lisa immediately made a face. "It seems I accidentally put salt instead of sugar. You should reconsider marrying me. You don't want to die from food poisoning, do you?" Lisa, realizing she had been teased, playfully hit Ryan a few times, then threw a gift box from the chair at him. "And here I thought I put so much effort into it." Ryan picked up the gift box, examined it, then opened the lid. Inside was a hand-knitted scarf. Ryan held the scarf, clearly seeing the uneven stitches. He chuckled. Lisa looked at Ryan, her cheeks beginning to flush. "It's my first time knitting, so it's not perfect." "Give it back." Ryan pulled Lisa into a tight embrace. "Not only am I not giving it back, I'm keeping you too." Lisa smiled, resting her head on Ryan's chest. Those memories were truly beautiful. Now, remembering them, Ryan unconsciously smiled.
In her own home, Ashley was also packing her belongings into his suitcase. She picked up a photo frame, her face slowly transforming into one of subtle triumph. The photo showed Ashley and Maya, happy together. She remembered waiting for Ryan for a long time that year, but he never came. Maya walked over to her from the side of the field, happily calling out. Ashley turned to Maya, surprised. "Why are you here, Maya?" "I came to find you. Did Ryan stand you up? Come play with me." After that day, Ashley and Maya grew closer, and eventually their friendship blossomed into something more. Ashley worked hard to get a scholarship to the U.S., hoping to build a strong future for Maya, a truly happy life. But she never imagined that Maya, back in Vietnam, would betray her. Ashley's hand gently touched Maya's face in the picture. Her smile slowly hardened. She began to recall the bitter memories. Ashley slammed the stack of letters from Leo and Maya onto the table. Maya looked annoyed. "Are you having me followed?" Ashley didn't answer, angrily asking Maya, "Are you really going to marry him?" "Yes, you and I have no future. Let's just let each other go." Ashley was furious. "While I was away, you were cheating on me behind my back? Not only that, you're getting married?" Ashley angrily grabbed Maya's shoulders, spinning her around to face her. "Why are you doing this to me? Haven't I been good enough to you?" Maya pushed Ashley away. "Let's stop here. It's not going to work out." Ashley looked at Maya, heartbroken, then turned and walked away.
Thinking of this, tears streamed down Ashley's face.
She took the photo out of the frame and slowly tore it into pieces, letting the fragments drift to the ground, her gaze cold. On the night Maya died, Maya was sitting on the sofa when she heard the doorbell. She opened it, expecting Leo, and smiled warmly. "You're here so fast." Maya's smiling face froze. She turned and walked back inside, indifferent. "What is it now? Didn't I make it clear to you?" The person standing outside the door was Ashley, her face chillingly cold. Ashley walked in, step by step, towards Maya, who was sitting with her back to her. "Are you really going to marry him?" Ashley's voice was frigid. Maya turned around, her eyes fixed on the magazine she was reading. "The invitations have already been sent. Can you still pretend? Why would I regret it? My fiancé is rich and handsome. Why would I regret anything?" Ashley smirked. Maya was sitting, reading a magazine, when suddenly a rope wrapped around her neck, strangling her. As Maya slumped, Liam emerged from behind her. Ashley looked at Maya's lifeless body on the sofa, tears welling in her eyes. Liam used his hand to wipe away Ashley's tears, comforting her. "Don't cry, sis. I won't let anyone hurt you." Ashley smiled and nodded. She walked to the table, opened her bag, and placed a suicide note on the table. Then she turned to Liam. "I'm leaving first. Everything is up to you." Liam nodded. Ashley quickly walked out the door. It should have been a perfect crime, but unexpectedly, Ethan suddenly appeared.
Fortunately, Liam managed to hide in time. Ethan wanted to beg Maya to keep his secret with Liam, but as soon as he saw the dead body, he panicked and fled, accidentally brushing against the paint on the door. To avoid suspicion, Liam cleaned the door. After Ethan was suspected, Ashley went to see Liam, her face turning sharp and cold. "I know you have feelings for Ethan, but if Ryan suspects him, can we use him as a scapegoat to get through this?" Liam thought for a moment, then nodded. "Okay. Anyway, I'm bored with him now. Only my sister is the most important." Ashley poured 2 glasses of wine, offering one to Liam. "This is for you. Be a good boy for your sister." Liam smiled, picked up the wine glass, swirled it, and slowly drank it all. They thought everything would end after Ethan's death, but unexpectedly, Ryan was too smart and even tracked down Liam. To protect herself, Ashley had to sacrifice both her brother and Liam. Because Liam loved his sister, he nodded and agreed to everything, including the button at the duck pond. Ashley had already informed Liam about it. The two of them concocted a plan to frame him. Liam was arrested, officially closing the case.
In the warehouse, Ashley was tied to the ground, her face calm. Liam leaned against the wall, spinning a knife in his hand. "Why are they taking so long? Aren't your friends supposed to be smart? They should be here by now." Ashley suddenly looked up at Liam, her eyes filled with tenderness and love. "Thank you. This is probably the last thing you can do for me." Ashley smiled. "I'm sorry, Liam. I hope I can continue to be your sister in the next life. I'll make it up to you for everything." Ashley's phone rang. It was Ryan. "Liam killed himself." Ashley was stunned for a moment, then smirked. Of course, Ryan, on the other end, didn't see it. He should have been punished by the law. Death is too easy for him. You're flying tomorrow, so get some sleep. Goodbye, Ryan. Ashley ended the call, her lips curving upward, then burst into a chilling, broken laugh. The only person who knew the whole truth was no longer
Now she could eat and sleep soundly. Only the dead could keep secrets best.
These were Ashley's last words to her own brother. At that moment, her eyes flashed with a chilling ruthlessness, just like the night she secretly put sleeping pills in her father's liquor, then pressed a pillow over his face, suffocating him to death. From a young age, Ashley had displayed a clear malice and selfishness, but she concealed it so well that no one had ever discovered it. The next morning, Ashley said goodbye to her mother and went to the airport. Her taxi driver was a woman named Maya. Ashley said, "I'll sleep for a bit. Wake me when we arrive." At that moment, the driver spoke. Ashley immediately sat up because she recognized that voice. It was Maya's voice. Maya pulled down her hat. Her long hair, which had been tucked inside, immediately cascaded down her back. She turned to Ashley, a mysterious smile on her face. "Go to sleep. This car will take you somewhere very far, with no way back." "Maya!" Maya chuckled. She pressed the gas pedal and the car sped off into the night. Ashley, panicked, yelled, "No! Slow down!" But Maya seemed not to care about Ashley's words. The car continued to speed, as if the person in the car was seeking their own death. Ashley knew Maya wanted revenge. She screamed, "It's come to this. You can't blame me. You betrayed me first." "Yes, I made a mistake, but my brother was innocent. To cover up your crimes, you and your wretched brother ruthlessly murdered him. You two are truly insane, inhuman." The car continued to speed. Ashley trembled, but still tried to remain calm, attempting to negotiate with Maya. "What do you want, Maya? I'll do anything for you, anything. Just please, Maya, spare me." Maya didn't answer, continuing to press the gas pedal. On the left side, there was a large tree. She steered the car directly into it. Ashley lunged forward, trying to grab the steering wheel, but it was too late. The front of the car slammed violently into the tree, deeply denting. Ashley, propelled by the impact, flew through the windshield, landing hard on the road, despite having worn her seatbelt. Fresh blood stained the ground. "Oh my God, an accident!" Passers-by quickly shouted, rushing to check on Ashley. No one noticed that the driver had vanished.
Before losing consciousness completely, Ashley remembered years ago when she and Liam were still at the orphanage. Her current parents had clearly wanted to adopt Liam, but Ashley had pretended to be naughty, making the couple angry. As a result, they decided to choose Ashley. On the day she left, while Liam was sad, Ashley was overjoyed. No one could have guessed that behind that adorable face lay a cold, venomous heart. After the accident, Ashley didn't die, but she was paralyzed from the waist down. She couldn't continue her studies or work. Her bright future had vanished. Ryan and Caleb were heartbroken when they heard the news. They visited Ashley, comforting her, hoping she would remain optimistic about her treatment. But how could she be optimistic when every night Maya appeared, haunting her? "I'm going crazy." Ashley's mother brought a bowl of porridge into the room, spoon-feeding her. Seeing her talented, beautiful daughter become disabled, her heart ached deeply. After a few spoonfuls, Ashley shook her head. "I'm full." But her mother continued to feed her. Ashley felt a bit annoyed. "I told you, I'm full." Ashley looked up at her mother and was immediately terrified, for the person sitting beside her bed was not her mother, but Maya. "Keep eating." "Get away from me!" Maya squeezed Ashley's cheeks, forcing her mouth open, then poured all the porridge into her. Ashley choked, sputtering porridge onto Maya's face. Immediately, her mother's voice rang out, "What are you doing, Ashley?" Ashley flinched, looking back at her mother, who was staring at her in shock, her face covered in porridge. "If you don't want to eat, fine, but why would you spit it at me? That's too much." Her mother stormed out, furious. Maya's chilling laughter echoed in Ashley's ears. "I'll make you live the rest of your life in despair. You killed my brother. The law couldn't punish you, so I will teach you a lesson."
A year later, Ryan and Lisa held their wedding, witnessed and blessed by friends and family. Their love, which had once grown cold and distant, had brought them closer as they slowly mended everything. As for Ashley, tortured day and night by Maya, she soon descended into madness. Her family, desperate, had no choice but to admit her to a psychiatric hospital. Even there, Maya didn't let go of Ashley until she died. No matter what form it takes, love deserves to be cherished. But Ashley was too selfish, only thinking of herself, even mercilessly discarding familial ties. Because of this, she slid down a path of sin, unable to turn back.